You just made the biggest mistake of your life, he growled, stepping between the bikers and the trembling woman in heels. She had barely closed the luxury car door when the three roaring motorcycles skidded to a stop, blocking them in. Their engines crackled like threats echoing off the glass towers downtown. Her breath hitched. The lead biker pulled off his helmet with a smirk. Didn't think rich girls like you came with bodyguards. She glanced at the man beside her, broad-shouldered, calm, wearing nothing but a plain black jacket and jeans. No flash, no fear, just those cold blue eyes locked on the gang. "I'm not her bodyguard," he said, voice level, "but I'll bury the first one who touches her." The bikers laughed, loud and mocking, as people started filming from the sidewalks. One of them revved his engine, jerking his front tire toward the man as if daring him to flinch. But he didn't move. Not an inch. Inside the BMW just moments earlier, she had been adjusting her collar, fussing with a client report, and chiding herself for letting this man, her daughter's school volunteer of all people, drive her to a board meeting. He'd shown up when her car broke down that morning. "Need a ride?" he asked, holding a thermos in one hand and a bag of school lunches in the other. She was desperate, and her assistant was late. "I don't get in cars with strangers," she replied coldly. "I'm no stranger. I coached your daughter's soccer team last spring. Besides," he added with a chuckle, "I was SWAT for 12 years. You're safer with me than your boardroom." She hadn't believed him. But now, standing face to face with tattooed men twice her size, she realized he hadn't been bluffing. "You gonna move, hero?" The lead biker snapped, stepping off his ride and cracking his knuckles. "Or are we gonna scrape you off this concrete?" The man didn't answer. Instead, he scanned each of them like he was calculating range and threat. She saw it then, how still he was, like a panther ready to strike. Then he spoke, softly, almost like a whisper. "Step away. Last chance." The lead biker lunged, and that's when it happened. With one swift move, the man spun, grabbed the biker's wrist mid-swing, twisted, and slammed him against the hood of the BMW. His helmet cracked on impact. The other two revved forward, too late. In seconds, he disarmed one with a knee to the gut and flipped the third off his bike with a brutal sweep. Gasps erupted around them, phones recorded everything. She stood frozen, watching the chaos unravel in front of her car. This wasn't normal. This wasn't just some single dad from PTA meetings. But the truth was, he hadn't been normal in years. After losing his wife to cancer and retiring early from the force to raise his daughter, he buried his past. No more tactical ops, no more hostage rescues. Just morning pancakes, ballet recitals, and helping out at the school he traded adrenaline for bedtime stories. Until today. Today, danger found him again. And this time it threatened someone else's daughter's mother. She looked at him differently now, her cold boardroom armor cracking with every breath. "Who are you?" she whispered. He turned to her, adjusting his jacket like nothing happened. "Just a dad. Let's get you to that meeting." But sirens wailed in the distance. The cops arrived seconds later, shoving through the gathering crowd. The officers looked at the scene, 3 groaning bikers on the pavement, a spotless BMW, and one calm man standing tall. One officer recognized him. "Captain Reeves." He nodded once. "They boxed us in. I acted accordingly." The officer raised an eyebrow but didn't argue. "We'll take it from here." As the bikers were cuffed, one of them hissed toward the CEO. "He's not going to be around to save you next time." But before she could respond, Reeves stepped forward, his voice like steel. "There won't be a next time." That night, her company's boardroom couldn't stop talking. Not about her quarterly report, but about the viral video. CEO rescued by mystery man in street brawl. She stared at the screen as a million views blinked across the post. But all she could think about was the way he'd stood in front of her, like a wall no threat could breach. The next morning, she walked up to the school playground, where he stood quietly watching his daughter. "I owe you more than thanks," she said, hands shaking slightly. "I treated you like you were beneath me. Just some single dad in old boots." He gave her a small smile. "You're not the first. Won't be the last." She stepped closer. "You saved me, and not just from them. From myself, too." He looked down at his daughter, who waved excitedly from the swings. "Sometimes," he said softly, It takes a fight to remind us who we really are. So never judge someone by their title or their shoes. The quiet ones might just be the ones who'd walk through fire for you. She thought she had hired a driver, but life sent her a protector. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.